you got admission, did you get scholarship as well?
Yeah. So whenever you are being admitted, it automatically comes with a scholarship.
Oh, wow.
Not everybody will get a full scholarship before they move. For some
Yes.
people, opportunities will open when they get here.
Let's talk about cost. That whole process from start to finish, the visa fee, service fee, everything that you have to pay, how much estimate will you say it costed?
When I was doing my process, service fee was $200.
200?
Yeah.
Wow. That is 350. Oh my god, that's almost times two.
My visa application fee was...
Today, I interview the Fred Effect, popularly known as TFE, who has completed 2 US-based master's degrees at Ohio University and the University of Kentucky. This is the story of dedication, perseverance, and doing whatever it takes to study abroad. Grab your popcorn, sit back, and enjoy the conversation. What made your application to stand out?
So me contacting the professor, telling him I'm going to apply, asking him if there's scholarship. So I think the contacting of the professor helped. The second thing, we say the...
TFE, you're very welcome to the show.
Thank you, my brother.
It's very wonderful to have you. I'm one of the people that have been very inspired by your work online, empowering millions of Africans, people all over the world, actually, to study abroad, different countries, US and around the world. So thank you. Thank you so much for all that you do.
I appreciate the opportunity to be on this platform, and a great work you are putting in. God bless you too.
Thank you. Thank you. So for the few people that have not met you yet, can you briefly introduce yourself, your name, what you're currently doing, where you are, and how long you've been here, and probably a fun fact too about you.
Right. So, hi everyone. It's great to be on this platform. My name is the Fred Effect. I'm behind the Fred Effect content platform that focuses on studying abroad and empowering millions, and to pursue higher education abroad. I'm originally from Ghana. I had my high school education from the Bono region.
Okay.
And from there I moved to University of Cape Coast. And from University of Cape Coast, I had an opportunity to move to Ohio University after what we call the national service. So I normally associate myself with where I did my national service, which is Bole Bamboy. It's in the northern part of the country.
Right? Okay.
So
Bole Bamboy.
Yeah.
Wow.
that's the whole district, So from Bole Bamboy, that's where I came to pursue my first master's at Ohio University, and moved to University of Kentucky. So it's been a passion to just use my platform to explain how I did my process, how I navigated through University of Cape Coast bachelor's degree to being at the northern part of the country where most people wouldn't prefer to be because of the conditions over there, and now being able to move to Ohio University. So I just use my story to inspire people on social media on how they can also pursue higher education abroad.
So what's the fun fact? One fun fact about TFE?
I work a lot. So I remember back home, working was like a means of transportation, right? But now working becomes a means of exercise to me, because as a student, or maybe you working, you sit a lot. It's always like studying, and all that. So a means to exercise, to release mental stress and all that. I take morning walks or evening walks, so I work.
So you're part of the people that want to have like 10,000 steps a day, something like that.
I think it's also an opportunity for me to maybe have a feel of the environment. So for example, when I'm new to a university environment, it's not only during the orientation. I want to know every corner of the university, take pictures.
Nice.
Sometimes I'm exploring to see where I can position my camera to shoot a video when I have the opportunity. That's that about me. And I always want to focus on positivity. So in every situation that happens, I would want to figure out what is positive about this. So if even we lose somebody or somebody dies, I want to see the positive side of the person going to heaven, not we crying. You understand?
Right, yeah.
And I think sometimes I overdo it. I'm overly positive when I'm not supposed to be.
But positivity helps us to live for tomorrow and keep pushing, in between of the struggles and all. So what inspired you to study abroad from Ghana?
Yeah, so it was a thing back in my University of Cape Coast. So here's how it works. After your 4-year bachelor's education, they choose most of the good students, not necessarily the best student, to become a teaching assistant to some of the professors in the university. Now,
Wow.
the
Okay.
individual will serve like a year for what we call the national service. And before you realize, you ask the professor, oh, where is this teaching assistant? He said, oh, he's schooling in America. Okay, so
Wow.
that was level 100. The first, who was my TA, they said he's schooling abroad. Level 200, the same thing. The person is schooling abroad. Level 300. So it became something like a trajectory that almost everybody who becomes a teaching assistant in one way or the other,
We'll
the
move
next year,
abroad.
they are schooling abroad. And so there was one person, his name is Isaac. Isaac Asante. Shout outs to him. I'm very grateful.
Shout out
to
to
him.
Isaac.
Yeah. So he was one of my economics TAs, and he was super smart. And before I realized, the professor told us that he has relocated abroad. So that is now. I was in level 300 by then, moving to level 400. I'm like, okay, this thing is feasible. If I'm done with school, there are two things. I'm going to look for a job, and then also work on the opportunity to study abroad. So that kind of University of Cape Coast teaching assistant transition, and me being close to that TA sort of inspired me that it's possible. After bachelor's degree, it's possible to move abroad.
Now, I've interviewed several people, and you have much more. And something I've consistently seen is that inspiration to study abroad was usually from someone close, like someone that I know traveled abroad, and wow, so if someone I know can do it, me too, I can also do it. And you had several people throughout your undergrad days that you saw leave the country. So why did you choose USA?
So the same influence. Imagine the teaching assistant I'm talking about. Shout outs to him wherever he is. Isaac Asante. I continue to mention his name because he really impacted me. Even the first email. So guess what? I came to the university he was studying in. So
Wow,
because
Ohio
he moved to
University.
the USA, because he came to Ohio University, and
Wow.
and for some reason, back home you don't hear about a lot of universities like that. Like you hear about the bigger ones. You get to know Yale, Harvard, stuff like that. So the first time I heard like, okay, he's at Ohio University, and he told me what to do. I should send an email. So I even wanted to study the same program he was studying. so that's how influential the whole thing was. That he was studying economics. He was an economics TA. So okay, I sort of moved through the same trajectory when getting my bachelor's degree. So if he is able to do that, I'll be able to also apply. So the interesting thing is that when he told me what to do to reach out to a professor, he told me exactly what email I should type, and I still remember it right now. And it has been my guiding principle that back home we don't know about emailing and stuff like that. Throughout my bachelor's degree, I don't know if I emailed any professor back home, right?
Right. Yeah. Even me too.
So he was like, "Yo, you didn't talk to me early. It looks like the admission is coming to a close. But you know what? Can you talk to our HOD that this is your details?" He told me exactly what to do. What documents should I attach to the email, and what I should ask? I should ask about admission, if I can apply, and scholarship. So unfortunately, they told me that the deadline was passing, and then he told me to check out other department. You get the point. So he didn't tell me no. Okay, you should wait for next year. He gave me other department that I should check out. And shout out to Isaac Asante. I'm always indebted to him.
Wow. And shout out to Isaac. This is the kind of guidance that really helps people to make this transition. Yeah, because there are so many parts to this whole study abroad thing, and it's easy to get discouraged when you start. So did you look at any other countries apart from the US, or you were just focused on US because of Isaac.
I did. You see, the challenge with the US was also that when I now realized, okay, the other universities, I was limited in terms of funds when paying an application fee. And that's why when I had the opportunity to be here, I wanted to figure out how people who were in my situation could easily do it. So, for example, in Ghana, maybe now, but when I was back in Ghana, there was nothing like PayPal. You can't access PayPal, right?
Okay.
And if you have a debit card or a credit card, like if you have a MasterCard or Visa card, there is a monthly fee deduction, right? I am a youth service person. I am a national service personnel. My allowance by then was $559. Currently, it will be like what? $50.
Oh, okay.
Right? So
that's very low.
Yeah, it will be like $50. That is monthly. And guess what? It's not as if the month ends and then they pay. No, it has to take maybe a couple of months or so. What limited me was that, he was there. So when they wanted to take the application fee, I tried to find any means possible, ways for my monthly allowance to use that to pay. But when it came to the other ones, I remember I wanted to look at New Mexico State because a friend of mine had applied it. But guess what? I didn't have the money. And I didn't also know that I could have easily asked them. So I applied to Hungary, there's a Hungary.com scholarship.
Okay.
There's a Dutch scholarship. So I applied to.
That is Germany.
Exactly. Back home too, when people want to think about studying abroad, they don't think about admission. They think about I'm applying for a scholarship.
Scholarship, right.
And that's what makes the US process very, attractive. That, okay, there's this Indian scholarship. There is this, and Ghana, they have what we call the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat. So if you go to their website, they advertise some of the partnership countries that are offering scholarship to Ghanaian students, right? And you go through a selection process. So I applied to some of these scholarships. But in terms of applying to a university outside, no, I didn't. It was UK. I remember I applied to, UK, you put in an application, you can get admission in 2 days.
I'm telling you, quickly.
Good. So I had an admission to a couple of UK institutions. But first of all, when it came, it was too fast that I couldn't believe it. They gave me some, 3,000, whatever, 5,000, and then you need to pay a huge amount as deposit. So that was limitation. So the UK schools and the other scholarships are what I applied for. Now, what surprised me was that, and I was very confident because Isaac was, somebody I knew. He has been able to do it. So why not? So when I applied to Ohio University, the admission came and then the scholarship was added. And he was also there for guidance because I never knew what service fee was. So I told him, this is what has happened. You told me to apply, I've applied. And the fact that he was willing to go through my application before I submitted, very important. People are busy, stuff like that. So I was able to, apply to other schools and other in UK and other scholarships, but other universities outside the UK and the US, no, I didn't.
Okay, I just want to show some of our viewers some of the scholarships and universities you've spoken about. So this is Ohio University, the green Ohio University.
It's like home. I have a different feeling whenever I see this website, right?
Oh, that's very beautiful. Then this is German scholarship, DAAD, that you said you applied for. This is their website. And then you also spoke about Hungarian scholarship. I don't know, is it this one?
Yeah,
Stipendum Hungarian.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, nice. Anyways, we thank God that the US worked out. So were there other, you mentioned New Mexico University in US that you didn't finally apply to. Were there others you applied to?
I don't actually remember. I think when I started that New Mexico one and I wasn't able to submit because there was an application fee by then, so I was looking at, how do I, first of all, when I paid for Ohio University, I needed to send the money. There's something we call mobile money back home in Ghana to somebody who has a MasterCard or Visa card. And then there will be an extra charge so that the person will use their card details to pay for me. So now I have to go through that
process just to pay.
It's for 1 month to be able to get, and unfortunately I think the New Mexico one was a little bit expensive compared to Ohio. Ohio was like $50 or $55, right? So I needed to go through that same I have to save for another month and then push it to this guy so that this guy will make the payment for me. Okay, what if it doesn't go through to that one today?
Wow.
All right, Isaac is already at Ohio, so let me leave it like that. Besides, I was applying to the other scholarships as well, so let's see what comes.
Okay, so in the US, it was just Ohio University.
Only one
that you
university.
applied to.
So the only one university I applied to brought me here.
Oh wow. That's so good. So what was the application process like for you? Did you write any tests?
No, where I was, the northern part of the country, like I said, there are a lot of limitations, right? Even banks. So even the 559 I'm talking about, right? I have to, travel for like an hour and a half
Wow.
to another city, which is called Bole, to be able to withdraw. There's something we call e-switch. So to be able to withdraw the 559 from there, and then I'll travel back. Guess what? Sometimes the e-switch works on a network, and I could travel there, and then they said the banking system or the network system has messed up, which means I have to go back to my village without getting money.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So the other thing was that sometimes, so I've paid for transportation, and where I was working doing my national service was like, there's no, I don't know if there is that thing in Nigeria where there's a lorry station in a city where we go get buses and stuff like that.
Okay, yes, there are bus parks.
Good. So where I was working, the town in which I was working, there was nothing like that. So you have to wait for the bus coming from the major city. If somebody had alighted on the road, or somebody will alight in the same city, then you will be pushed in. You get it?
Wow.
So that sometimes you could be on the road for a very long time.
A long time before your bus comes. That is free.
Sometimes a lot of them will come past but they are full, right? And so you wait for your turn. So what was I want to come back to your
application process, how the process was.
So it was one of the simplest I've seen. I think the only stress, and the good thing was that as at then, they didn't require you to put in the details of the recommenders. So I had already gone to take the soft copies or hard copies of the recommendation letters and then scanned them. And so I was able to upload them, not to have a back and forth with, any recommender. So upload the normal document, your transcript. I didn't sit for any test score. As at then, it was optional. So the GRE, the GMAT, the TOEFL, I'm from Ghana, so I have to take an English proficiency letter from University of Cape Town.
That's cool. Okay.
Good. And I was able to upload that. So, I didn't have to write any test scores. I think the only thing that, took some time was to put together the statement of purpose. Right.
Okay.
And then upload.
And you had Isaac's help too in doing that.
Yeah, Isaac's super helpful. Shout out to him, man.
Okay. So when were you making these applications? What year was this?
Yeah, do I even remember my boy years? It's been quite a long time, yeah. But there's something I remember. Like, I put in the application, and you see, I've already told you what worked for me was various departments have different application deadlines. And so when I got a positive feedback on the email Isaac asked me to send to the HOD, that was when go ahead and apply. Then what happened was that I didn't know the difference between spring semester, summer semester, fall semester, and then there's whatever semester. That was, so I mistakenly selected spring. As of then, I was applying somewhere, was it in January, which means that they were already in spring, and I'm applying for spring. Good. So it was as if like, so I submitted the application and they told me that I made a mistake. So now I had to pay an extra $10 or $5 for them to open the application back for me so that I can simply go and change from spring to fall semester. Like, this is somebody who do not have the money. Now I have to do the same thing again. Look for the CDs, send it to the guy, and then he put it on his MasterCard.
And then use the card to pay.
Yeah.
Wow, so much. So when did you start the masters in US? What year was that?
Somewhere in 20. I just want to be very sure. Was it? Oh man, 2018, 20. Yeah.
Okay, 2018. Okay.
Yeah,
wow, that's quite some good time ago.
the 2018, 2019, one of them.
Okay.
So that was when I started the first masters, and unfortunately by then, it didn't take a lot of semesters and COVID hit.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So you were here before the COVID wave.
Yeah, I was here before the COVID, and then so that should be somewhere 2018 or between that 2018, 2019 thereabout. And then so when the COVID happened, I think for me it was super helpful because we're getting used to the system and things were moving a little bit faster, and then COVID slowed it down a little bit.
To give you soft landing.
Exactly. So there were no classes indoors, stuff like that. So it's like you kind of take time to be able to connect with family since you came, because it's been classes here and there, and
Right.
and professors were also getting used to the online thing. So yeah, so that was helpful. So I started somewhere that February, January there, but I didn't apply very early, no. And then by June, July, that was when the admission came. Somewhere May, June there, about admission came, and then now I have to start working towards the visa to come in August.
Okay. So if I get you correctly, your first degree in University of Cape Coast was in economics?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you study in Ohio University?
Yeah, Ohio University, I did a Master of Art. So I studied Master of Art. Yeah, so
wow.
No, I like I said, because I couldn't get into the Master of Economics program, when I emailed the professor, they said that they've already closed the admissions. Yeah, so that's where I applied to the Master of Arts. And then from Ohio University, I moved to University of Kentucky to do public administration.
Okay. To Ohio University, we'll get to the application process for Kentucky. What made your application to stand out? What would you say made you thick?
I think shout outs to Isaac again. I think the initial thing he told me, that reach out to somebody. So what it means is that when I applied, they already knew that this person from Ghana, University of Cape Coast, has already reached out. Because I remember when I made a mistake on my application, and this is the reason why some people should watch some of these videos and all that I didn't know. Back when we only have like one admission cycle to universities. I don't know about Nigeria. So if you mix that admission cycle, you have to wait for next year. And then,
yes, they only write JAMB once. Because we call it JAMB and it just happens once.
Oh, I see. And then we also have only 2 seasons, either rainy season or dry season. So, but in terms of spring, fall, whatever, we are only studying them in geography. We didn't know it is something that applies here, So when I selected the spring semester by mistake, and then they asked me to change it to the fall semester, I think that maybe my connection earlier had helped. So me contacting the professor, telling him I'm going to apply, asking him if there's scholarship, and he said, yeah, go ahead and apply. We'll offer you scholarship when the admission, goes in your favor. So I think that the contacting of the professor helped. The second thing would say the quality of my recommendation, because it was not necessarily tailored for the specific program, because as at then I didn't know what program I was going to apply for when I was taking them. So the recommendation helped, and I don't know if I still have my statement of purpose somewhere, but hopefully it helped as well.
Oh yes, and there was a current student here that reviewed the statement of purpose. Yeah. So that would have been a really good statement of purpose. So you applied for a Masters of Arts from a Bachelor's in Economics. You got admission. Did you get scholarship as well?
Yeah. So Ohio University's program was working in such a way that, and I think that's why Isaac asked me to get in touch with a professor and ask if I'll be admitted, if I'll get a scholarship. So whenever you are being admitted, it automatically comes with a scholarship, and that's why I keep on. Yeah. So when I was admitted, it came with an automatic partial scholarship. In Ohio University, we call it Graduate Recruitment Scholarship. So it was when I got in that I was awarded a TA.
Oh, okay.
That is why I tell people that not everybody will get a full scholarship before they move. For some people, opportunities will open when they get here, right? So when I got a partial scholarship, there was that thought of, being able to talk to people. Is it possible you get financial support in terms of bank statement to go through the process? And some people will say that, there's no white man. I remember there's a man who told me that no white man will offer you a scholarship to come and study in his country for free. That's what he told me. He said,
Oh
no,
wow.
no white man will give you. And I don't know where that mentality is from, right?
But that's
And
not true.
yeah, he said no white man will give you scholarship to come and study in his country for free. So now the struggle was, okay, who is going to finance the deficit so that I can go through the visa processes and then be able to get here? But I was super confident because I was ignoring the UK admission because it came fast. They were demanding money. But the Ohio University one was not demanding even an enrollment deposit. It was not. The only thing they were asking me is that I should send my passport and a financial statement so that it will cover the rest of the deficit.
Okay.
So, and then Isaac was there too. So like, I'll go. Yeah.
Wow. Man, that's thing about someone telling you that no white man will give you like money to come and study in his country for free. Like, that's the kind of bad news and misinformation that we are trying to combat with these things that we do online. And really shout out to you for the awesome work that you do. I just want to show our viewers your channel.
Thank you.
TFE is the biggest really on this space of the whole study abroad. Several people that he has interviewed, like whatever course you're coming from, whatever country you're from, whatever course you want to study, whatever country you're from, you definitely find someone's story who you can relate with here to clear some of those doubts and misconceptions. Like, because someone tells you that nobody gives scholarship to study for free. What of people that are fully funded? Like, it means a lot of us will not be here if no one will give you money to study for free. Yeah, because the education here is not cheap.
Yeah. I think the perception people have back home about studying abroad, it used to be that you have to be from a rich family,
right?
Or you necessarily have to have an uncle, an auntie, or a family member abroad before you can move. But some of us were able to move, not necessarily having a family member here, and by God's grace, everything worked out successfully. So, if you are listening to us, you have some sort of scholarships. For me, I keep on saying that half a loaf is better than none. And
right.
There is a cup filled with water to the middle. I would prefer to call it half full instead of calling it half empty, right? And there are a lot of opportunities. There are even some scholarships. When you're applying for them, they ask of social security number. Now, if you're not in the country, you're not going to get this number. So normally,
right.
There are some people, if you give them 80 years, they will never get a full scholarship before coming. Right? So the story and the journey of everyone is different.
It's different, yeah.
And guess what? If I had denied that admission, then now COVID hit. You get it? Good. So I remember somebody told me that the same scholarship that I had, and then I pushed through to come, he had the same scholarship and he felt like, nah, he doesn't have to come.
Enough.
I'm like, wow. Anyway.
That's why we share some of these stories so that people see that you can still with partial make your way here. I know. Okay, so your undergrad in Cape Coast, let me just back up a little. For you to get this admission on this partial scholarship, what class of degree did you finish with? Like, what was your CGPA like?
I had a very strong CGPA. And normally I don't want to put it out there because it will look as if, okay, if you have that kind of class, then that makes it easier for you to get the admission. No, but it doesn't work like that. There are people with second class upper, second class lower, third class. And I don't know if it's called the same in Nigeria.
Yeah, we have
Yeah, so
first class.
yeah,
Sorry, yeah.
my CGPA was a bit stronger, and hopefully that also helped, from University of Cape Coast. And in UCC, I had like a study group. Shout outs to them. It was like a serious minded study group, and the group study was super helpful, such that it was easy for all of us to be sailing through in terms of getting the A's and all that. So the CGPA from UCC was very strong.
Okay. So let's move to the visa interviews. You got an admission and the scholarship, personal scholarship. How was your visa interview?
Yeah, so that was my first time going to the Accra embassy, and as at then there were not like a lot of information online about this whole study abroad thing. So if you know somebody like I know Isaac, then I'll be getting information from Isaac. And so I think the interview was smooth. I was a little bit scared, and my time, what happened was that I-20 was not sent via email. It was rather shipped by a company called eShip Global. I don't know if they still work on that. So what happens is that I send my financial document. The school releases I-20, but they tell me to pay for the shipping of I-20, and then I had to wait a couple of all the way from the Ohio to Ghana. I have to wait and I've never seen an I-20 before, but unfortunately there was a mistake on the I-20.
Wow.
They had they had taken a letter from the spellings of the name of my sponsor.
Okay.
So
okay. Wow.
I didn't know that, and I started everything. Like I pay visa application fee, start DS 160, and waiting for a visa interview and all that. And then I one day looked at it very well, compared it to the name on my bank statement, because people were telling us to scrutinize your document, make sure everything is all right. And then I noticed this mistake. I had to tell my DSO. My DSO said that could affect my interview. What it means is that I had to pay for another
again for them send another I-20.
So that but there was a lady, forgotten her name, who had also gained admission to Ohio University, and Isaac knew her because Isaac was helping her as well. And then she said, okay, her I-20 is coming, so it means that Isaac can add mine to it, and then they'll bring it to me. So shout outs to the lady as well. So the interview preparation was like, who do I know that has already gone through the visa interview process? Shout out to my brother. He's called Ametus. Were classmates back in UCC and University of Cape Coast. So he had already gotten his visa. And then there was another lady who was going to a university in Kansas, who had already gone for the interview. So I was calling these people to find out, okay, what happened? Like, what did they ask you? And interestingly, Ametus was also coming to Ohio University. He ended up going to Germany after getting the US visa, but he had already gone for the interview, had the visa, and told me, oh, Fred, this is what they asked me, this is what is going to happen. Shout out to Stephanie. Stephanie is in Canada by now. She was also coming to the same school, and so we're sharing ideas and all that. So that helped. The US Embassy was organizing like a mock session interview for people at the embassy, but I was at the northern part of the country. So it was a little bit expensive trying to travel to Accra, where the embassy is, just for the mock
interviews,
and then go back to the northern region. And then when it's time, I come. So, I just trusted reading about the school, reading about, the program, talking to people who have been through the process. What question did they ask them? I'll be writing it down. Then I'll tailor it to suit my situation.
Right.
Yeah. And so during the actual interview, it was pretty straightforward. It's just that I didn't know I was supposed to carry a American size passport picture to the interview.
2x2.
Good. So I got there. Shout out to the people there. At the Accra Embassy in Ghana, there's a tree where there are some people who looks as if they are working with the embassy, but my brother, they are not working with the embassy.
They're just business people.
They are business people. They even have, somebody who is responsible for taking gadgets. You can't enter the embassy with phones and all that.
Yeah.
The person
same in Nigeria.
Good. The person will take your gadget, give you a little paper, so that when you come, they'll be able to identify your phone for you, and then you pay them. When you come back. So they will not run away. They will keep your phone. Everything is, it looks like they are working with the embassy. So there are the people that look through my documents, like, okay, this is your I-20, this is your appointment confirmation, this is your transcript. Where's your passport picture? I said, I don't have one. So, because I had uploaded a passport picture,
Okay.
during the
DS-160 filling.
So I thought that was okay. So there was a little distance, so I had to quickly run, go and pay huge sums of money that I wouldn't have paid if I had done that back home. And then, I took the pass. So the same African wear that I used for the interview was the same picture that was on my visa when I got approved with it. Yeah. and I wouldn't advise anybody to do that, because what happened was that really unsettled me. I had gone earlier, and then there was time for us to enter. So at the Crab Embassy, what they do is that this is the 8 o'clock line, this is the 7:30 line, this is the 9. And the people, they do that work so well as if they work with the embassy, but they don't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
They tell you, all the 7 o'clock people, this is your line. Then somebody will be checking your document. Where's your transcript? Where's your certificate? Where's your appointment confirmation? If you don't have it, when you go, they will sack you. And it is true. If you don't listen to them, when you go, they will sack you. Shout out to those people, man.
Oh wow.
They
we have something similar in Nigeria. We have like business people who just have shops around, but we also have a company that is not American, but like they work with the embassy actually. Nigerians, when they work with the embassy, but these are not Americans, these are Nigerians like us. And then they will take you through the whole lining process, checking your documents and all that,
and
making sure you're
good
to
to
go. Yes.
They know the work. And guess what? Most of them might have not traveled to America before, but they know the process. They've been doing it. And sometimes, especially when they take your phone, you come back and you get approved, you don't mind giving them double of the amount.
Because you're happy, you're excited.
You're excited. You will give them more money and all that. So no, shout out to those guys. I don't know if anybody has had a bad experience with them, but for me, some place they will give you a chair to sit down, and when some people go in and they come back and they are denied, they console them. They tell them, oh, some people, they get it approved on the 4th or 3rd attempt. What do you think you did wrong? You can do something better. They motivate people even when they get denied and all that. So that's to those guys.
And shout out to them, and even shout out to your friends that you reached out to to get interview questions. That was even how I was preparing to back in like 2019, 2020. Yeah, before coming, because we didn't really have videos like this to tell us the kind of questions to be asked. So you have to ask people who have done the interview before. So I just wanted to ask, did any of them do a mock interview for you, or it was just them telling you questions that they were asked?
Yeah, so it was like, can you ask me questions so that I respond? Shout out to Prince. Prince is in doing his PhD now, real boy. So it was, they say, giving you the questions that they asked them, and sometimes I'm able to talk to Stephanie or Ametus that, okay, let me respond, and you tell me how I did and stuff like that. So I think those were the helpful materials, the helpful people that we were able to get in touch with. There were not a lot of information on social media
online.
To be able to figure out. These days, people share their experiences and stuff like that. No, back then, if you search, you wouldn't get that much of them.
And shout out to Prince, shout out to Stephanie, shout out to Ametus, man. They really helped a lot. Okay, so let's talk about cost. So the whole process, you just apply to one school, so you only pay one application fee.
Yeah.
But that whole process from start to finish, the visa fee, service fee, everything that you have to pay for the shipping, the I-20 and all, how much estimate will you say it costed?
I don't. Okay, so I'm going to take the flight ticket out. So my cost was the application fee, the visa application fee, and the service fee. Now, the interesting, and that's why I keep on telling people, when the opportunity comes, please do it. When I was doing my process, service fee was $200.
200?
Yeah, service fee was $200.
200?
So we are a little bit over in the process, though.
Now it's 350. Oh my God, that's almost times 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they changed it in 2019.
Yeah, that's before I started. Like my
Yeah.
first interview was still 350 I paid.
Yeah,
Like
I think they changed it in 2019. So as at then
oh.
I paid $200, and the exchange rate was a little bit better back then. I think it was $1 to 5 cedis or 6 cedis as at then. I don't
Okay.
remember.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. So my visa application fee was also $160, not $185. So
Okay.
yeah, and the exchange rate was better. So approximately, if $160, $200.
360.
Exactly. And then the rest will be, the cost of obtaining my documents from my university, transportation, because in my town, Bole Bamboy, there was nothing like a GT Bank. That in Ghana, we pay for the visa application via GT Bank. So
that's how it was before too in Nigeria, but now it's First Bank now.
Exactly. So I had to do a little bit of back and forth travels, and the network connection at my place was a little bit bad. So sometimes even to receive an email, travel to a different city for a better reception of the network, and then do that. So the major the main amount that I could account for would be the visa application fee, which is the
160.
The application fee to the university, which is $50 or $55 plus an extra $10 I had to pay earlier,
to correct
then now CV's fee of $200. So this is the major amount I could account for, whether it is transportation and later on the flight ticket. Obviously, flight ticket depends on the class and the airline and all that.
So that's about $425.
Yeah.
Back in 2018.
It was big money though.
Right. But now it's now much more, even much more than that.
Yeah. Everything has increased.
Man.
And yeah,
is Ghana still
the eShip Global that I paid for? I've forgotten exactly how much. I paid for the first one, but I didn't pay for the second one because a lady helped me with that. So I've forgotten how much I paid for exactly for the eShip Global to get the I-20. Now, guess what? I-20 is free. You don't pay anything for it.
Right. You don't pay anything. A lot of things are some things have become more expensive.
Yeah.
While some things have now become free.
And things will continue to change,
Right. Now I'm thinking about Ghana, like the whole having to travel all the way to get it to see a bank. Do you know if that's how things still are?
So right now, the portal has changed from the US Travel Docs portal to Avid's portal. So people can now pay with a MasterCard or Visa card. So what it means is that if I was in Bole Bamboy by now, maybe I would have gotten a MasterCard, but it would have been the same process. Send it to my friend, and I'll use his master. So because instead of paying transportation, I was a teacher by then. I was teaching at a high school and then a junior high school. So instead of paying transportation all the way from Bole Bamboy to Techiman, there's a city called Techiman. So more or less, like if it was in the US, I would say that I'm traveling from one state to another state to just pay for visa application fee. And it was such a way that how dicey it is. Sometimes you need to present your passport to pay for the visa application fee. So, and when you're working on some of these things, maybe you don't want people to know, or maybe I don't know anybody in that city where I can send money to, maybe take a picture of my passport, and I don't know if they would even accept it. So I had to go in person, carry my passport with me, and then, pay for the visa application fee, and then go back to my village to go and continue the process over there.
Okay. Looking back over the whole journey from Ghana to the US, and your journey was relatively smooth. Shout out to Isaac, like really came through.
He picked me from the airport. He helped me secure accommodation. In fact, we were living in the same house. Shout out to Augustine, shout out to AC. We were living in the same house. So picking me from the airport, giving me my first banku and tilapia. No, shout out to these guys.
Banku.
There are certain things you can never forget. Like especially whoever picked you from the airport.
Yeah.
You can never forget those things.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I remember I had a friend too in BGSU, Vitius, and then he wasn't around. So by the time I was coming, he now told his friend Ben to pick me from the airport, and it was like an hour drive. Because the closest airport to BGSU is DTW, Detroit.
Yeah.
So it's an hour drive, and then the guy brought me to school and now took me to buffet to eat.
You see, no
So it
matter
was
how
really
many
nice.
years you spend, you will never forget this thing.
Yeah.
So the
That's
same thing, from Columbus Airport to Ohio University is about 1 hour 30 minutes, 1 hour 20 minutes drive. So
wow.
yeah, I still remember that small car we're in. Like I still remember everything. Yeah.
So what would you say the hardest parts of your journey was?
I think when I got my visa approved. So when I got my visa approved, there was a struggle to be able to find money to pay for my flight ticket. So one of the reasons that motivates some of us, and I thank God for the opportunity to be able to, when I got here, I've been able to pay for flight for a lot of people.
Wow.
So when you see my initial visa, like my first visa that I got, it's a little bit dirty because you go to somebody, maybe Nzube, I'm coming to you for money, and then you took the visa. Some people, they've not even seen a visa before. They take the visa, they want to know if it is real. You are not faking. They'll be robbing the visa and stuff like
Wow.
that. Sometimes they
Wow.
are eating, and unfortunately,
The oil spills on your eye.
you understand. So I had to. This is what I was doing. And this is the reason why I'm saying this is the hardest part, because I got my visa approved and it took like more than a month to be able to gather the funds to be able to get a ticket. And a lot of people assisted me. I would want to remember each and every one of them. So
Please go ahead.
I printed like different copies of my scholarship letter. For I-20, people will not even identify it. Unfortunately, the visa is only one. So my passport and a lot of copies of my admission letter and then the scholarship letter. So whenever I use one and becomes dirty, I'll throw it away. I'll remove a new one, then I'll continue the begging. You understand?
Wow.
So that when I get to somebody, it wouldn't be like it's like a dirty
Unkept, is dirty.
Good.
It now speaks about you as a student.
So I remember that there was a friend, Loretta. Shout out to Loretta. She's in Canada now. She was working at the Parliament of Ghana, right? So where all the lawmakers and stuff like that. So she was a national service person there. And then I told her that, Loretta, this is what has happened. I've gotten this, would I be able to get help? So what he told me was that I should come there and, to get to Parliament, a lot of security, stuff like that. But she was working there. So she came to pick me from the gate and she was taking me through. Now, she was taking me to the offices of all the people she knew that could help. So, yeah, I was following her like somebody at the sun. So, we go to this MP and then, you show the visa to the person, and these MPs, most of them have traveled. So, so
they understand.
They understand. Some people tell, oh, you didn't come early. This is not the right time. Oh, maybe call me later, that kind of thing. But the fact that my friend, we're classmates back in University of Cape Coast, we're in the same study group, and then she asked me to just come. And if not her, I wouldn't get opportunity to have access to the house, like the Parliament house. I was super grateful, super grateful. Some worked out like there are some MPs, they can give you some amount of money right there, but it's not that enough. Yeah. So there was there are lots of struggles. When you get approved, I don't know how it works in Nigeria. When your visa is approved, they give you some number of days to come back for your passport. So when I was going back for my passport, there was this brother who has already, his name is Bismarck. Okay. Bismarck was also coming for his passport. I never knew him, but he was also coming to Ohio State University, and then we started talking. Oh, where are you going to? Ohio? Oh, I'm also going to Ohio. But which school? Ohio State. Oh, I'm going to Ohio University. What are you going to study? Where? So we started talking, and then I told him, bro, right now the problem is I'm coming for my visa, but I don't know how I'm going to get there. So we exchanged contacts, and guess what? Now this guy, amazing guy, he was able to connect me to somebody in the US, and the person was super helpful. I met Bismarck during it's called DHL. So DHL was like partnering with the US embassy. So when you get approved, you don't go to the embassy for your visa, your passport, but you go to the DHL office.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
where I met Bismarck, and we exchanged contacts, and Bismarck, the rest is history. Shout outs to Bismarck, man. Super
And
grateful to him.
oh wow. Wow. So after you don't know the hard parts, it was now just the last step of
So family
getting the
go and
flight.
sell their land, or maybe go and borrow money, and my study group mates. So the reason why I started this study abroad thing was what my study group members did. When I got the visa, we still had a group, even though we had graduated and all that. And I posted in the group that this is what I have gotten. I've gotten admission. I have my visa. I have a scholarship. I need assistance. And my study group members were super helpful. Even though they were all into youth service or national service, not much money, but they took me out of the WhatsApp group and they decided to come together to contribute. So the reason why
Wow.
I decided to start the study abroad process was that I wrote down their names. I had a book that I brought. I wrote down all their names and every amount everyone gave me. I still have that list by now.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
It was in Ghana City. So now the point is that I'm in Ohio University. The idea was that when I'm able to make the money, I'll send everybody's amount in dollars to them. Yeah, that
They
was
give
the
you
plan.
CDs and then you give them back in dollars.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that was the plan. And then when I got here, I was like, okay, these are my people who I was in the same study group. And to be honest with you, some of them had a higher CGPA than I did. So the idea now is, okay, how do I help them instead of giving them the money? So if I'm supposed to pay an application fee for any of them, I'm going to do that. So I decided to talk to them one after the other. Now studies is going on. I'm working as well. There's a lot of me. I'm not able to keep up. So I decided to create a WhatsApp group so that all of them will be on, and then I'll be sharing the information. Go and get your transcript. This is how I did the SOP. This is the template you can. So almost all of them the only people who are not here are the people that didn't get a visa approved. But all my study group members who I was with, almost all of them are here. Shout outs to
Wow.
Doctors.
Wow.
Shout outs to Mina. It's only the people who didn't get the visa. Chumesi couldn't make it through the visa interview, but I was able to help them get admission. Shout outs to Jerry. I'm super grateful that my classmates were able to support me. And now, especially, I was so emotional when I was going to pick Mina from the airport. She's the one who sort of did the organization that Fred has gotten this. Let's take him out of the group and let's contribute and see if we'll be able to help. She's currently doing her second master's at High University. She came to the same school I came to. Yeah.
Wow. So wow, and this is the a ripple effect that some of these things that people do in our lives, they don't even know. Like Isaac was just helping you to come over here, and then as you've come here, you've helped a lot of people, like several people to now. And those people that you've helped, there are other people too that they know who they are also going to help. And yes, it just keeps going like that. So I really want to appreciate you, TFE, for the work that you do. Yes, the work you do across all social media platforms, really. You are a big inspiration to me personally, even though I'm here in the US. Yes, sometimes when I feel like, am I really helping enough? Or I'm helping a lot, and then I look at the things they're doing and like, wow, I've not even started. I need to do more for our people. So thank you so much.
Thank you, bro.
All right, so let's talk.
I don't know if I want to continue. This podcast go long, right?
I'll go ahead.
No, for some reason, I love talking to you. You're a smart guy. Yeah, like I'm enjoying the conversation.
Thank you.
The people, Jennifer, the people that were able to make it through my group, that is my study group members, that they supported me. So the idea is that now let me create a WhatsApp group and help. Now it got to a time a lot of people were joining the group, and then it became like a lot of pressure on me, having to talk to you be on a call for like an hour explaining the process to somebody, and some people don't take it serious, and it got to a time the group, it was a lot, and so that is when one of the people that I had opportunity to assist, shout outs to Kingsford Onyina, started. He came
Oh,
in.
Kingsford, wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
He came in, started the YouTube thing, and he said, "Fred, why don't you start something?" I'm like, "Oh, so he started it. We supported it blew up, and so for me to reduce the pressure to explain the same process to
Multiple times.
So now, why don't I put it in a video so that I can now send it to somebody so that I can have time to study, because I will not be able to answer all the WhatsApp calls and all that." And now that got into what the Fred effect is now.
Okay. Beautiful. So I think I will use this opportunity to just now talk about the Fred effect and the things that you do. I know you're on multiple channels, on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all around. Can you talk, like, anybody that is listening to you really inspired, they want to like know more about what you do, can you talk to us a little about it?
Yeah. The Fred effect is just a family, a platform to inspire, motivate, and empower a lot of people to pursue higher education abroad. Now, my story from northern part of the country, where there are less opportunities, network connection, and the struggle to even get money to go through the process. I am bringing the study abroad. My team and I are bringing the study abroad process to people from that perspective of, okay, you do not necessarily have to come from a rich family to be able to do this. You do not necessarily have to have a perfect CGPA to do this. Not everybody will get the money. Way back in Bole Bamboy, northern region, there is nothing like a GRE center. There's nothing like a hotel center. So I want people to understand that, the things you are complaining of not having, there are a lot of people who did not have that and they were able to do it. So normally what I say is that there is a school for everyone. If you have the finances to sit for SAT, there is a school for you. If you had a first class, there is a school for you. If you have a second class lower, there is a school. If you have a pass, there is a school for you. Now, in our language, we say that if you go for womanizing and you don't get a woman, it means that you didn't approach a woman of your caliber.
Okay.
So what it means is that there is a school for everyone, but some people go for schools that have some demands that they don't have.
Right, they are not qualified for.
A school is taking $100 application fee. Youth service, you are taking $559. My brother, you can't afford. Good, but there's another school that is taking $25, $15 that you can afford.
Yeah.
Good. So if you say that I'm applying to a school I'm not getting, it means that you are not applying to the ones that meet with your qualification. There is a school, GRE is compulsory, is strict. If you don't have it, we are not going to admit you. But there's another one, and you are in a situation where it might be financially challenging to sit for it. Does that mean there's no school to apply? There's a school to apply to, but you are choosing the one that is not choosing you.
You're choosing the one that is bigger than you.
So the whole idea of the Fred effect spanned from my background, where I'm from, and the motivation behind, somebody taking me to, shout outs to Mr. Hassan. When I graduated from high school, there was no hope, and then this Muslim man took me to school for free. So University of Cape Coast, somebody took care of me for free, not a family member.
Wow.
Very important.
Wow.
Shout outs to him, man. Like he took care of me for free to go through UCC, and I really had to make that man proud, right? So I'm coming from that background where most people are in that situation at the moment. The things are not really going as they want it to be, but I want to bring that hope that it is possible. If Fred has been able to do it, you can do it. So I look at the study abroad process from that dynamic background, such that it is possible for everyone to do it. Tailor the study abroad process to suit your circumstance, so that if there is a university, there are a lot of universities people cannot get in. They have their requirement. If you meet it, go for it, right? There's a lady out there, she has her standard. If you can afford, please go for it. What you get, if you cannot,
Find the one that you can.
exactly. So what I do mostly, I started with the WhatsApp group where I organize mock interview sessions for people. There have been several people I have opportunity to mentor and coach, and there was the time that I was spending every single resource I have to support people that I can. The number of service fees I've paid, the number of flight ticket, because somebody paid my flight ticket for me. It's always been, like kind of, I don't know, I see it as a responsibility. When somebody reaches out that I cannot, I'm in the same situation, I put myself there. So the number of people that the team has been able to support, go through the process, I'm just grateful for that platform and an opportunity to give back and serve as many people as I can. So the platform is on YouTube, the biggest in terms of the study abroad space.
Yeah.
We are on Twitter, about 44,000 family members. I don't call them followers, we are family, right? And
Right.
then, on Facebook, we are currently crossing 118,000. On TikTok, 160,000 and above. And then on Instagram to over 21,000. So, you can follow any of these social media platforms and be part of the family. And I appreciate the opportunity, Nzube, for giving me your platform to also talk about what I do.
Thank you, Fred. For our viewers, I'll put all the links to everywhere that Fred is going to be in the description below, so that however you love to consume your own content, whether it's on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, wherever you spend most of your time, you can always be getting informed to help you on this your study abroad dream. All right. So let's come back to your story. When you now came to the US, and then you had Isaac pick you up from the airport, and you started settling in. What were some of the culture shocks that you had?
I think when people don't hear you, and then they say, "Huh," like that was a bit surprising. Another thing was
Because you don't hear that every day in Ghana.
no, when people don't hear you, they say pardon or something, but huh? And so it was when I got here that I saw that I am really black, right? That my color is it's actually a bit different, and I love it when you are going through a door and somebody holds it for you. That is something that I really appreciate, and I think getting used to it as well. And obviously the weather, the clothes I brought from Bole Bamboy, I have to wear like 5 jeans when I'm going out and all that. And when you have
and Ohio is cold. Yeah. It's quite different here. In Atlanta, it's warmer here because we're in the south. But I was in Ohio too. That's where I did my master's. Oh man, I'm happy I left. It's cold.
So if you go to the washroom, then you will spend 1 hour just unbuttoning your clothes before
not doing the main work.
Yeah. I think the weather, the food, but I'm super grateful to my people, AC, Augustine, shout outs to Augustine, and Isaac, because they are Ghanaians. It was easy to have Ghanaian meals, still speak Ghanaian language, and getting used to the system. They know their way around, so they show you what to do, what not to do, stuff like that. A lot of advice, and I think that was super helpful. So yeah, there were a lot of shocks, things. Especially when you come in the summer, 8 o'clock, the sun is still up.
Right.
Yeah, and that's something I was not used to. Is it going to go down? And Ohio, during that time, the deer will be walking around.
Right. Yes.
I'm like, this cannot happen in Bole Bamboyo. Like, you'll be in somebody's pepper soup by now.
Exactly. You know, cooked you since.
Yeah, you see the deer, the uncle will be following the grandson, and then the mother, they'll be just taking a stroll on the street. Like,
Surprising. Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, these are wonderful experiences that are good reasons to travel. Yeah, experience new cultures and new way of life. So you finished your Masters of Arts in Ohio University. So what was next for you?
Yeah, but there were two things. It's either I go and work on OPT, or maybe I go in for a PhD or move on. I don't, or go home. That was another option too. You know, so I decided to go in for public administration. That was a program that I had really loved to study. So I moved to
Okay.
Kentucky shares borders with Ohio, and then I got an offer over there, and it was a great experience at Kentucky. Being all the way in Ohio, going to experience a different state and a different city. I loved it because I was moving from as a comparatively college town, smaller city, Athens, Ohio, to Lexington, which was a bigger city. There are a lot of things to do over there. So yeah, I moved into the public administration program, and I enjoyed it because especially with the compulsory internship that came with it. And so I had an opportunity to go and work in Arizona at the governor's office. So public administration was something like I had always loved and I wanted to do. So when I had the opportunity, it was really great, and I loved it at Kentucky.
Oh wow. So for this application, were there other schools that you applied to, or it was just Kentucky?
I did other applications, but I think one, proximity. You see, for international students, the major challenge we have is the transitioning phase, where maybe I'm done with school in May and then I have to start school in August. My rent is, going to be due. I'm not being paid stipends. I have to relocate to a different place, transportation, logistics, moving my stuff. So if I go to school, a couple of universities, California, other places, but considering that Lexington was just 4 hours drive from where I was, I thought like, okay, the offer is great, because it was a fully funded scholarship, and I was going to work with an
Congratulations.
Office. Thank you. I was going to work with an office. I've spoken with a direct. I loved it. So I was like, okay, then to save cost, and Ohio and there's this thing, I don't know if it's still in you, that most of us, the first place we come to, we fell in love with that place, such that even when you move, you still have some connections to that first place.
Yes. Since I came to Georgia, I've been to Ohio so many times, almost like 10 times. Like sometimes I just keep going back to even see people.
So I feel like, okay, when I go to Kentucky, I'll still be able to still have that connection to Ohio. And guess what? I came back. I was coming back often. Some of my people were coming to Ohio, so I had to come and pick them from the airport, go and settle them before I go back to Kentucky and all that. So Kentucky treated me very well. It was a great place to be. A lot of restaurants to go to, and by then I have solidified myself in the system. Now I've come to
you've been here for a while.
I have been here for a while. You've gotten, how to drive, you've gotten a vehicle, stuff like that. So like you are now a bit, it's not as if you are coming in for the first time, so you know your way about, unlike, when you are coming new. So yeah, it was a great place for me to settle in.
So for your public admin, I just want to zero in to that a little. Because this was fully funded, which is really, really, really nice. The other schools that you applied to, do you remember if any one of them had like scholarships? It was maybe got multiple scholarship offers on the universities?
Yeah, I think California, Ivan, Oklahoma State, University of Michigan, did they admit me? Yeah, University of Michigan, and I was targeting public administration throughout. Purdue University. I've forgotten. There's a lot of schools that I applied to.
Okay.
And then Florida. I wanted to go to Florida. I've always wanted to go to Miami, so I wanted to apply to university in Florida. I think Tallahassee also. Yeah.
Okay. Looking back at the whole journey or even from the people you've spoken to over the years, what would you say is the biggest mistake that you made or you see international applicants make?
Um, I think not understanding the process they want to work on, and know that it takes time, effort, and also sometimes some resources, right? So if you want to undergo a process, take your time and research on it, and especially now that information is readily available. Guess what? And it was a good thing. If I had knew that there was a $200 application fee, do you think that I would use my monthly allowance, which was 559, to pay an application fee? No, I wouldn't. The initial idea we all had was that when you get a scholarship, it will pay for everything. So I knew that once I get admitted, I get a scholarship, they are going to take care of everything. And that was what I was reading in some of the scholarships, like the DAD scholarship, the Hungry scholarship. They take care of flight ticket, they take care of accommodation. So I thought that once I had the admission, everything solved. Yeah, and that's why I was tilted to believe some of the things some people were telling me, that if they give you admission and give you scholarship, why are they not paying for your ticket? You understand? So we do not make enough research about what we want to go on. Honestly, if I had knew that there was something like visa application fee for 160, I'm struggling to pay $55, right? Why would I push myself to get to an extent where there will be a $200? So this is what happened. I paid $55, admission has come. Now bank statement. Okay, now I get a bank statement. Oh, okay. I need to pay for eShip Global to get I-22. Okay, let's struggle and get that. Okay, now I get the I-20. Oh, there is a mistake on the I-20. I need to pay another one. Okay, I do that one. There is a visa application fee of 160. Prior to that, I didn't know that the U.S. Embassy only has one bank they work with. And in Ghana, one of the bank with the most number of like branches is called Ghana Commercial Bank. So I'm
Okay.
thinking, like, if U.S. Embassy wants to work with somebody, why don't you
Should
work
be
with
Ghana Commercial Bank, the one that's everywhere.
So that is everywhere. Now I had to travel to another city to be able to pay visa application. Oh, bro, I'm done. I'm going for interview. Oh, there is service fee. Oh, okay, service fee. I didn't know all this. So I think that if people research on the process they are working on, and they are able to understand what it takes, and now that there's a lot of information, you have a video explaining the entire step throughout, what to do at every stage. If you're able to research on it, it makes you more relaxed, more confident, and being able to understand that this is what I'm getting myself into. Then you are more prepared for it. And people should understand that. Okay, you go on.
Okay. Let me just play the devil's advocate here. So you were doing national service, and then you're earning like 559 a month. If you knew everything you had to pay, like
I wouldn't start the process.
All right, because I'm thinking about it, like it was a blessing in disguise too, that
Good.
You were seeing, okay, now I have to pay this. Okay, let me find the $55 to pay for all this. Oh, now I have to pay visa fee. At least that one came some months later. Oh, let me find the money for it. Because if you knew the whole thing, I don't know if
no. So that's why I tell people that you do not have to figure everything out. So there's somebody listening to us right now. Listen, you are complaining about, I will not get money to buy flight ticket. My brother, if we buy flight ticket for you now, are you able to come? No.
Exactly. You don't have everything else.
There is somebody complaining about, I don't have money for service fee. Meanwhile, bro, you don't have an admission. So it's a process. And you see, I do not know anybody here who is very serious about something, and then obviously there's going to be hindrances, and then it doesn't sail through. When I got my visa approved, honestly, I didn't know where the money was going to come from. But I knew that at a point I would not still be in Ghana. And I was sleeping with my passport though. Oh yeah, I was sleeping with it. The visa was, you have to sleep with it. So the point is that if you want to figure everything out before you start something, you may not.
You won't.
It's a step-by-step approach. Nobody. It's not as if that bring all the things now, then we hand over everything to you. It's application fee, and these days, and that's why I'm super excited that when I came here and I was able to figure out, oh, you can simply ask and they will give you an application fee waiver. Oh, there's even a school that has clearly stated on their website that they don't charge application fee. Back home, there's nothing like that. If you want to go to university, when I was going to University of Cape Coast, I paid. So I never thought that a school abroad would say that they will not take application fee. It wouldn't make sense to me, especially like a boy like me. It would never make sense that you said a school in America say that you can apply, and they said they are not going to take anything at all. No, it's not true. That's the reason why a lot of people don't even believe some of the UK schools. They don't take anything. They don't take application fee. The admission process is super simple. So when I came in, I was able to figure out that some of my people that helped me when I was coming, their struggle is that they don't even have the MasterCard or Visa card. Because, bro, I've told you that when you have a MasterCard or Visa card, there's a monthly charge. I'm taking 559. What am I using the card for? To go and buy what? Then I should go and take a card. And then they will be taking monthly
this day from you.
What it means is that as I talk to you now, shout out to those people. There are some people, because the card they've taken, their account is negative now.
So you're not using the card.
Because the bank will charge you whether, once you go for
use
the card.
It or not.
It's crazy, man. So I didn't see any reason why that somebody that I'm doing national service, I can use my mobile money, stuff like that, and then I should go and take a card and then, So don't wait until you figure everything out. You may not have a card like me to pay the application fee. Guess what? There's somebody you can talk to. There are some people, when they reach out and the level of seriousness they have, sometimes we don't have the money. It's the little stipends we've gotten, but we feel like we should pay the application fee for such a person. You get it? Most of my study group mate that assisted me, when they reach out, I know things are not really working out for me. I don't have all the money, but this is my brother. If I'm able to pay the visa application fee for him, things might work out. You get it? So if you want to figure everything out, you talk to people, and the first question they ask you, anybody who talks to me and then ask me and they tell me that how much is it going to cost, it's difficult for anybody who has been through this process to quantify all the amount they spent. They can tell you some amount, but nobody can, and they can tell you the amount, but it's not going to be the same as yours. Yes. How do you tell me you're going to pay service fee $200 now? It's not going to work.
It's not possible.
How do you tell me you're going to pay visa application fee $160 like I paid? It's not going to work now. Don't wait until you figure everything out. It's a step by step. Even with life, we have not figured all our life out. You understand? We take it one day at a time and everything. So if you are listening to us, the first step you need to take, please take it. When you take the next step, you will figure out the next step. Normally, there will be darkness ahead of you, but once you get closer, it becomes clearer, right? Yeah. So don't wait until you have, and sometimes even if you want to get everything together, inflation day, bro. As I speak to you now, the Ghanaian cedi was like 17 or 16 some time ago, right? As I talk to you, it has dropped to 10.
Wow.
So $1 used to be 17 of Ghanaian currency. Now $1 is 10 of Ghanaian currency. Oh. So the people abroad, they are crying. Shout out to them, though.
Oh wow! Our naira to dollar one is not changed in a while.
The currency is plain.
It's been 1.5. $1 is like 1,500 naira, which is a lot. When I came here, it was around like 600 naira for $1. So between then and now, like 4 years. Before we get to the final advice that you have for our viewers today, we've actually even shared a lot. We shared a lot today, and me personally, that I'm studying in the US, I've learned a lot. So for anyone that wants to connect more with TFE is very experienced. He's been here since 2018. I just came 2021. So he's been here a long time ago. These are people that we call the fathers. a father to study abroad. So if you want, he has a one-on-one consultation. You learn a lot. Like 5 minutes with him, 10 minutes with him means a whole lot. Like it changes a whole lot for you. Talk less of 30 minutes where you can ask whatever questions that you might have. There are a lot of success stories here from multiple people. I've even seen some videos personally online of people that have come to the US because of TFE. So I'll put this link in the description below in case you want to speak with him and support. Because this support that you give to him during the consultation, it's going to help pay the visa fee or service fee or something for someone else. So this is how we really support ourselves as the whole continent of Africa, basically. So TFE, thank you for the great work that you do for all of us. So as we round up, do you have any final advice for other international students?
So quick one on the consultation. So what happens is that as we continue to put out, if you want to go through the process, the videos you have made, the videos most of our colleagues, Aaron Inspires, Philagis, the other people have made, and my videos, if you go through them, you should be able to do this process on your own. And we are very busy people as well, trying to put out content and also do our private things as well. So normally when people get in touch, we have the zeal to support. Like myself, I could spend the whole day talking to people and all that. However, it got to a time that we realized that you will spend time. There are people that, bro, I nearly cried. I paid their visa application fee. I am from the stipends that I was receiving, and they did not go for the visa interview. So
wow.
Like it gets to a time that you are putting in the support for someone, but unfortunately they don't
it's not being reciprocated.
They don't take it serious. So to be able to invest in what we do to improve the quality of the videos that we do, to be able to continuously put out content for you to enjoy. This microphone, I have to get it. I have to get a camera. I have to get an editing laptop and stuff like that. So sometimes when people go like, okay, why is there a need to schedule a one-on-one meeting? One, just like you said, to be able to support what we are doing so that we continue to be able to help people. Now, most of the amount is going into the content we make, so that we're able to get good gadgets and all that, to be able to support other people to pay some application fees for some people, pay service fee, even afford flight ticket for some people who are genuinely struggling to be able to get some of these things. So sometimes it's just your way to be able to gain that attention one-on-one, because it's very difficult trying to talk to everybody at the same time. And then if you decide to talk to everybody too, you don't have enough time for yourself. So now we want to sieve through and know who is really serious, to be able to, and when you invest into something, for some reason people don't like free stuff. When you invest into something, you take it serious. So if you are buying an Nzube course, you know that you are supporting a brother for him to continuously put in the effort to be able to support other people, and also to know that you are also serious and you're willing to make investment into your process. So some people go like, oh, okay, when you are doing your process, somebody did this for you for free. Why? And I'm explaining to you that to be able to improve on the sound that you're hearing now, we need a microphone. To be able to improve on the quality of the content, we need the lighting, we need the laptop, we need the internet that we are using to be able to communicate with you. So in a way, don't just look at it as if like I'm just booking a one-on-one consultation. What am I getting out of it? You are going to get value. And then at the moment, my team assists people who have high school and diploma to apply for bachelor's degree for free. So if you book this one-on-one session, we explain the entire process to you, and my team will take your document, help you to apply. If you want a master's or a PhD, because of the experience, applying, being in multiple universities, the assistance we've given to thousands of people, we don't pretend to know everything. We are not claiming to be experts in this field. No, we are not, but we have the little ideas and experience to be able to share with you so that your process can also be successful. And so this is a way. If you want a master's or PhD, there is a mentorship program that the team offers as well. And then if and this goes to genuinely people who need assistance in terms of paying for some application fees. You've gotten the visa like some of us did. You don't have money for flight ticket. Sometimes we can simply connect you to some people who are willing to support some people for free. I have some pastor reach out to me that anytime you know somebody who want to do this, my church may be able to support. You understand? So genuinely, we know there are some people who are in the same financial situation we found ourselves. We will do our best to be able to connect you to people, or if genuinely we can also support you, we'll be able to do that. So subscribe to the Nzube YouTube channel and follow, share, so that people can benefit from the ideas and information that you're also getting. Try and push. You clicking on the subscribe button, it doesn't take anything away from your pocket, my brother. You see the brother is putting in the work. The content is valuable. Click on the subscribe button. For the Fred Effect, if you want to get in touch with us, it's only one way. It's via our one-on-one session that Nzube is going to share, and then
it's in the description below.
Good. Our Instagram handle, which is a verified Instagram handle, we have over 20,000 followers. So if you search for the Fred Effect on all social media platforms, send us a direct message on Instagram. We'll be able to respond. Listen, your dream. Shout out to Aaron. Aaron Inspires. Your dream is valid.
It's valid. It's valid.
You can do it. The fact that my brother from Nigeria, me from Ghana, if you're listening to us in Sierra Leone, whichever country, the fact that we have been able to sail through doesn't mean that it was easy. It wasn't. But has it been worth it? It's worth it. Has it been possible? Yes, it is possible. So if you want to do this, it's possible. Take inspiration from what we've been able to do. Take inspiration from the ideas and information we are sharing with you. Be positive about the process you're working now. There's a whole lot of information going on. There's going to be suspension. There are no interview dates available. Listen. The visa application fee used to be $160. Now it's $185. CV's fee used to be $200. Now it's $350. When I was doing my DS 160, they used to ask for details of your parents if they are alive, or now they've taken it out. In 2019, that was when they added social media details. What I'm trying to say is that things have been changing. Modifications has been happening. There have been improvements in the system. It used to be US travel docs. Now it's Avid portal. Initially, if you want to schedule an emergency, if you do one and they deny you, you need to pay for another visa application fee. Now the portal gives you an opportunity to reschedule 5 times. Do emergency as many times as possible. Things have been changing. If you are getting closer to the process now, it looks as if it's been difficult. No, it's not. What you're going through, Nzube has been through.
All right.
It's not news, So focus on the positive side of life. US has always been and will continue to be a great study abroad destination for most African students. And people have been able to do is stay positive about the whole process, and you can also do it. The name has been the Fred Effect, bro. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you so much. A very perfect place to end this. It's been a wonderful time. I've learned a lot. Thank you for sharing your story. You are always interviewing people and hearing their own story. Now we are very happy to hear yours.
We should do it, man. I love this. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.